Hi, welcome to Keep Your Options Open with Jeff Clark. Today's segment I want to talk to you about pepper plants, growing pepper plants starting from seed. I see on social media all the time people are struggling with trying to get their pepper plants going. And I'm not saying that I've mastered it, but I haven't had any problems. So if there's a seed out there that cannot be germinated easily, I just haven't come across it yet. But I'm very confident that the next few tips that I'm going to give you are going to improve your pepper plant growing exponentially. So let's get right into it. I want to start with my seed starting container. These can be purchased from Amazon. I'll have a link below. It's not an affiliate link, so I do not gain anything by you purchasing this item. However, I've been using this item for over a year now. I've replanted in these cell trays. They are very sturdy. I was a little skeptical when I first got them. I thought they were going to be like a one and done type situation, but I've replanted in all of these at least 3 times, and they're still holding up. In the kit, you receive a bottom tray, your cells, a top tray with a vent. And this is very important in seed starting. You like to bottom water from seed starting. Once you get your soil media dampened, you want to bottom water. It's going to prevent mold and mildews from forming on the top of the soil and attracting gnats and things that will cause you problems down the road. This dome is very important. It's going to help to retain the soil moisture, which is going to greatly increase your germination percentages. So this is the first key. Now, as far as planting media, there's a lot of people out there with a lot of different views on this. I like to keep it simple. I use Miracle-Gro potting mix. I do not use a mix just designed for seed starting. I think that's ridiculously expensive, honestly, and I've never had a problem with the potting mix. I'm sure there might be a few pieces in there of like bark or something like that you have to pick out, but I mean, it's well worth the savings. I get a huge bag. I think it was like a 30-pound bag for $6, and that was for the potting soil. And the seed starting mix, they wanted like $7 for 5 pounds, so it was like 5 times the difference in price. And as many seeds as I like to start, I just didn't want to pay that difference. And I knew, I had the confidence that I was going to be able to keep up with the plants, and I was going to be able to do everything right on my side, and the media itself wasn't going to really make or break it. I do want to say, do not use outside dirt because it already has soil microbes in it that can mold in this moist environment. Plus, you don't want to introduce any bugs, and the outside soil can sometimes be a little too difficult for the seeds to pop up through the media. A good potting soil, a good bagged potting soil, whatever your favorite brand, should be sufficient. So what you'll do is, I don't have any soil media, I didn't want to make a big mess, but you'll just fill this flush with your media, stamp it down, moisten it with your wand or however you want to water your soil, and then I just take a pencil and just put a hole right in the center. I go about the depth of the eraser, like a full pencil eraser. So maybe a 1/4 inch, go right in the center, and I put 2 seeds. The reason I do 2 seeds, even though my seed packs always have a very good germination rate, time is your friend, or time is your enemy when you're planting seeds. So I do not want to have 12 single seeds and then after a week come to find out only 8 of them germinated. I know that just based on probabilities, if I put 2 seeds in each hole and I do everything that you do everything that I'm about to show you, you will end up with a plant in each cell. I mean, I'm going to show you some plants here in a little bit that I started 6 weeks ago, and I had a 100% success rate per cell. I may not have had a 100% germination rate, but I had 100% success per cell. So once you have your seed started, you've moistened the soil, you got it all damp, I like to take them out of the bottom basin tray, add about a 1/2 inch of water, put that back in, cover it up, and then you're done. Now, with peppers, they require a soil temperature above what most of your ambient temperatures are going to be around time when you do your seed starting. So what has increased my success exponentially is a seed starting mat. And I'll have a link for this below. Once again, not affiliated with this product. I just use it and it's done good for me. So on this tray, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get 6 of these trays on the seed starting mat. This seed starting mat cost me under $15. It doesn't have a thermostat. It's self-regulating temperature. I've never had any problems with it. I've had this one for about a year. I'm very happy with it. For the cost, I feel like you can't beat it. You're only going to need to use this. I unplugged the seed mat about 3 days after all my seeds have emerged from the soil. So when the seed first emerges, it'll kind of pop up. It won't have any leaves yet, and it'll start to put on that first set of leaves. I wait until the majority of all my cells have done that, because if I pull the heat mat too early, some of those other cells that have not completed the germination cycle, they might not germinate, or they may take too long and they'll lag behind the other plants that have already popped up. So I would say, for the batch of peppers I'm going to show you next, I believe I had the heat mat on for about 10 days total, which I thought was just fantastic. Let me pull my plants over and show you what we got. Look at these beauties. Now, I actually have 4 different kinds of peppers planted here. They were all planted just as I'd shown you. And as you can see, they're beautiful. And I have a 100% cell germination. Now on this one, I've got one that's really small. He must have just came up a little later than the others. But I do have 100% cell. So 12 times 3, I've got 36 pepper plants that I'll be putting in the garden real shortly. And honestly, when you look at these plants, these are ready to go into the garden, but we'd had some unseasonably cool weather, and cool nights will stunt your peppers. So to me, it was well worth the wait. Leaving them in here, I can take care of them. I keep them in a good environment. They're still growing. They're not showing any signs of stress. They look great. But let's quickly go over what types of peppers we have here. And maybe you want to pick up some of your own. I'm not affiliated with this brand in any way, but I was very happy with the way they grew out. So let's just take a quick look at them. Over here on this side, we have a purple pepper. It's Purple Beauty from MiGardner. It has a days to maturity, 75 days. So that should be 75 days under optimum growing conditions from the time that the seed germinates, is the way that I understand. It says it takes 7 to 20 days to germinate. These germinated for me in 6 days. So we beat the timeline on that. This half over here, these 6 are yellow peppers. And that's a Sunbright pepper from MiGardner. These also have the same day of maturity, 75 days, and the same germination time. Very pleased with how those are coming out. My daughters are going to just love picking those. Okay, here we have poblanos. So I went with the MiGardner Ancho Grande, which is a poblano pepper. It's a hot pepper. These also have 75 days to maturity and the same germination time. And all of these peppers are starting to form flower buds on them. I actually have a little baby pepper on this one. I started these 6 weeks ago, so about 42 days ago. So once I get these put in the garden, I'd expect there to be a little bit of a setback, just transplant shock, maybe of a week. So that would step me back to, say, the plants thinking they're 35 days old instead of 42. And I should be about a month out from picking peppers. So today is May 2nd. I would expect by the end of May to kind of start having some small peppers on there that possibly are getting picked, which would just be fantastic. I've never had peppers that early. This is my first time growing this many pepper plants, and I'm extremely pleased at how well they turned out. Now these plants right here, this is the, I apologize if I butcher the name, Corno de Toro. And this is one of the MiGardner's recommended peppers. He says he plants these peppers every year, so I thought, hey, I'll give them a try. I believe he said they're kind of a sweet pepper. I don't really know what to expect. I've heard they can be used for pickling and stuffing. These have the same days to germinate cycle, and the days to maturity are 80 days. Now, all these peppers, they look wonderful. They're ready to go in the garden right now. I'll probably be getting them planted in about a week. The plant spacing on all these seed packets says 10 to 12 inches. What my plans are going to be is I'm going to go probably 12 to 18 inches at the most on the spacing. I'm going to do a double row. I grow in raised beds, and we'll have a video down the line of when these get planted, but I grow in raised beds, so the width of my bed is only 4 foot. I'll have tomatoes on the back side of the bed, and then on the front side I'll have 2 rows of peppers. And it should work out to where they're about 12 to 18 inches apart, and since I have 36 peppers, that should fill up that bed really nicely. With having them planted a little bit denser like that, you're going to be able to retain your moisture better, because pepper plants grow in a short bush, so it's going to shade the soil underneath it, and it's going to keep it from drying out too bad. Whereas if you planted them like 2 or 3 feet apart, the dirt underneath it would just constantly dry out, because the sun would be able to reach that top portion of the soil and just dry it out. When you do that little bit denser planting, you're able to retain a lot more moisture. Also, I'll be mulching under these peppers with either leaves that I gathered last fall and are completely dried. I'll crumble them underneath the peppers after I've planted, and then I'll probably put a light layer of hay, or straw rather. Straw I find is less seedy, and I'll put that. That'll once again help me with my soil moisture. But yeah, these peppers look great. I hope that these tips that I've given you will benefit you in your pepper growing. I feel like this will greatly improve your success, and I hope this alleviates any of the problems you might be seeing. Now, I know some might think, oh, it's May, it's too late to start peppers. Realistically, it's not, depending on what your zone's in. 75 days, so 2.5 months. If you were to go buy pepper, if you were to order all this stuff off Amazon today, and you could have it in 3 or 4 days, then you had your seeds acquired about the same time. You get it all planted. You figure 75 days later, 2.5 months. June, see, all of May, June, half of July. You should be picking peppers by the middle of July, and these should give you peppers to harvest up until, I would say, depending on your zone, into September easily. Each pepper plant, these seed packets were like $2. So I have an $8 investment in seeds. This is the only thing that's not reusable, although I do have extra seeds of everything except the purple pepper. So $8 for 36 plants. Seed mat was 15, so that's 23. These, I believe, were 20, so that's 43. Soil media was 7, so that's 50. My grow light, which I'll do a video on that also sometime. I have a 4-foot grow light that I bought off Amazon for $70. So that grow light, though, can be used for years. It should last a long, long time. I forget how many hours of light it said it had, but it was a lot. Whenever I was looking at it, I could definitely see myself being able to use that same grow light for the next 4 or 5 years before I had to replace the bulbs. So when it's all come said and done, say we're about $70, and that's just breaking it into these pepper plants. I've got way other things that I've grown. As long as each plant gave me $2 worth of peppers, I would already break even on all this investment of this, the 25-pound bags of seed starting mix, or the potting soil, the heat mat. That would all pay itself off in one growing season, as long as I got 2 peppers from each plant. The peppers I've grown in the past, I usually get a bunch more than that. I usually get, like, over the growing season, I can expect to get anywhere from 8 to 16 peppers per plant. Now they might not always be as big as you'll find in the grocery store, but I would say that these plants easily pay themselves off, plus you know what you're getting. You know, if you don't want to spray anything on them, you know they haven't been sprayed. You know, if you end up fertilizing, you know what fertilizers they've been used. If you do them organically, you know they're organic. You know, an organic bell pepper in the grocery store is easily over $2. So if you choose to grow yours organically completely and don't use any pesticides or anything like that, then your payoff window would be so much quicker as far as how many peppers you would need to produce. Well, anyways, I hope in life that you keep your options open, and I always do that, especially in the gardening realm of things. So why don't you go out, get yourself some seed starting mix, get yourself some potting soil, get some trays and a heat mat. Don't be intimidated by growing peppers. I used to be intimidated by it, but once you follow these quick and easy tips, I know you too will be a successful pepper plant grower. Have a great summer. Enjoy the harvest. If you've enjoyed this video, please like the video. Throw a comment down below if you've grown any of these types of peppers, or if there's any issues that you'd like me to cover on other growing other different vegetables. And please subscribe to the channel. It only helps grow the channel even more so that I can put out more content just like this for your enjoyment. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.